Today's story is Burglar Bill. There he is. Do you know what a burglar is? A burglar is someone who's not very nice, who comes in, takes your things, steals your things. So they often have a mask on so you can't tell who they are. They might have a bag to put your things in, and they often come at night. Burglar Bill. But that's when you lock your door and you're completely safe. So there's no burglars here. Burglar Bill lived by himself in a tall house full of stolen things. Every night he had stolen fish and chips and a cup of stolen tea. Then he swigged a big stolen sack over his shoulder and goes out to work, stealing things. Every morning, Burglar Bill comes home from work and has stolen toast and marmalade and a cup of stolen coffee for his breakfast. Then he goes upstairs and sleeps all day in his comfortable stolen bed. One night, Burglar Bill is working in a little street behind the police station. When he comes to the first house, he climbs through the window and shines his torch around. "There's a nice toothbrush," said Burglar Bill. "I'll have that." And he puts it in his bag. Then he comes to the second house and climbs in the kitchen window and shines his torch around. "That's a nice tin of beans," said Burglar Bill. "I'll have that." And he puts the beans in his sack. When he comes to the third house, he climbs in the bedroom window and shines his torch around. "That's a nice hat and a coat and a pair of trousers and socks and shoes," said Burglar Bill. "I'll have those." And he puts them in his sack. What a terrible person Burglar Bill is. When he comes to the 16th house, he stops. There in the front step is a big brown box with little holes in it. "That's a nice big box with little holes," he said. "I'll have that." In the distance, a clock strikes 5. "Time to stop work," said Burglar Bill. He swings the sack over his shoulder, picks up the box, and goes home for breakfast. After Burglar Bill plays with his cat by the fire, suddenly he hears a noise. "Sounds like a police car," said Burglar Bill. But the noise was coming from the big brown box, and it was getting louder. "Sounds like 2 police cars," said Burglar Bill. He crept into the hall, passed into the box, and lifted the lid. "Blow me down. It ain't no police car. It's..." What's in the box? What do you think is in the box? Oh no, he's stolen a baby. Burglar Bill puts the baby on the table. What are you going to do? What were you doing in the box?" he says. But the baby was just crying. "All alone," said Burglar Bill. He pats the baby on the hand. "An orphan." But the baby keeps crying. Then Burglar Bill says, "I know what you want. Something to eat." Burglar Bill gives an apple to the baby, but the baby still cries. He gives a slice of toast and marmalade, but the baby still cries. He gives a plate of beans and a cup of tea. The baby eats the beans and throws the tea on the floor, then starts to laugh. "That's better," said Burglar Bill. "I like beans myself." Burglar Bill sits by the fire and wonders what to do. The baby is crying again. He gives the baby a football to play with. The baby throws a football at the cat and keeps crying. He gives the baby a book to look at. The baby bites a hole in the book and keeps crying. What does the baby want, do you think? Burglar Bill sings a song on the piano. The baby cries even louder. He falls off the stool and bangs his nose on the floor. Ow! The baby laughs and shouts, "Again!" "Again," said Burglar Bill. He rubs his nose. "I don't want to do that the first time." Burglar Bill bounces the baby on his knee. "So you can talk. Say, Burglar Bill." "Bugabugado," said the baby. "Say, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper." "Burglar Bill," said the baby. Suddenly, Burglar Bill feels his knee getting wet and smelling a bit smelly. "Ooh, I know what you want." "Pooh," says baby. Burglar Bill changes the baby's nappy. He doesn't have another one, so uses an old bath towel instead. "Say, for he's a jolly good fellow for changing your nappy," said Burglar Bill. Burglar Bill plays with the baby and shows it round the house. He feeds it again, changes its nappy, washes his clothes, hangs them on the line in the kitchen. The night comes and they take the baby for a walk in the park. "Say, run for it if you see anybody," Burglar Bill says. "Run for it," says the baby. What's Burglar Bill carrying the baby in? Is it a pram? At 12 o'clock, Burglar Bill comes home, puts the baby to bed and goes to sleep himself. Soon he is snoring softly and dreaming of childhood days. Suddenly he's awake downstairs because there's a noise. It's a noise that Burglar Bill's heard before. The noise of somebody opening the window and climbing in. "Blow me down," said Burglar Bill. "I'm being burgled." Burglar Bill crept to the top of the stairs. Down below a torch was shining and a voice said, "That's a nice umbrella. I'll have it." Burglar Bill crept down the stairs. "That's a nice tin of beans. I'll have it," said the voice. Burglar Bill crept along the hall and into the kitchen. The voice said, "That's a nice date and walnut cake with buttercream filling and icing on top. I'll have that." Burglar Bill put the lights on. There, with a black mask over her eyes and a hand in the bread tin, stood a lady. "Who are you?" said Burglar Bill. "I'm Burglar Betty," said the lady. "Who are you?" Burglar Bill put on his own mask. "Oh," said Burglar Betty, "I know you. It's Burglar Bill. I've seen your picture in the police station." Then she says, "Look here, I'm ever so sorry, breaking in like this. If I'd known it was your house, I wouldn't have come in." "Ah, don't mention it," said Burglar Bill. "Pleased to meet you." "Likewise," said Burglar Betty. Burglar Bill makes a cup of cocoa and opens a pack of biscuits. The two burglars sit round the table and have a good chat. "You married, Bill?" said Burglar Betty. "No. The right woman never came along." He offers the biscuits to Burglar Betty. She takes one and dips it in her cocoa. "Only I just wondered, seeing these baby things." "Oh, I got a baby. I found it on the doorstep." "In a box?" "In a box," said Burglar Betty. "That's right," said Burglar Bill. "A big box with holes in the top." "A big brown box with little holes in the top?" "That's right." "Well, blow me down. That baby's mine." The two burglars hurried upstairs to the baby's room. "That's him," said Burglar Betty. She swings the baby in the air. "You see, he's got a little birthmark on his legs. And these are his very own clothes as well, that his grandma knit him." Back in the kitchen, Burglar Bill makes a fresh jug of cocoa and opens a pack of another different biscuits. Meanwhile, Burglar Betty tells him how she lost her baby. "You see, I left him in the doorstep for a minute while I burgled a house, and when I came back, he was gone. I only thought it was useful sort of box, said Burglar Bill. I never knew there was a baby inside till I got home. Burglar Betty gets ready to leave. I suppose your husband will be glad to have him back. No, said Burglar Betty. I ain't got a husband. She dabs a little hanky on her eye. You see, I'm a widow lady. Burglar Bill walks through town with Burglar Betty and the baby. You know, Betty, getting burgled gave me a fright. I know what you mean, said Burglar Betty. Losing my baby gave me a fright. I can see the error of my ways, and I shouldn't burgle any more. I've been a bad man, said Burglar Bill. Me too, said Burglar Betty. I've been a bad woman. I've been a terrible person. Just then the baby started to cry. Shh, said Burglar Betty. You'll have the police after us. Burglar Bill looks over his shoulders. From now on, I'm going to lead an honest life, a good life, and be kind. And all the things I've pinched, I'll put back. All of them, said Burglar Bill. Mine and yours, Betty, we're going to take them back. He'd taken all the things they've stolen back. So Burglar Bill stopped being a burglar and after a time started work as a bread man in a local bakery. Burglar Betty stopped being a burglar as well. When spring comes, she can sell her house and give the money to the police. Then she got married to Burglar Bill. Outside the church, Bill stands with a baby in his arms. Say, Bakery Bill. Bakery Bill, said the baby. Say, for he's a jolly good fellow for marrying your mum, said Bill. Say, for he's a jolly good fellow marrying him, Betty says. In the distance, the town hall strikes 4. Bill, Betty and the baby leave the church, walk down the street behind the police station and have a nice cup of tea. That's the end of the story. Snip, snap, snout. The story's out. See you later.